everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Emily with Radke Plans, and what I have for you today is my January to be read video. So basically my January TBR. I have a list of 13 books, as you guys can see here as I hit my hand on the wall. All of these books right here I would like to read during the month of January. I also have them all written out in my book planner that you guys have already seen plenty of. So let's just go ahead and go straight through the list. I do have a couple of books that are from the same author, and then just a couple of just fun reads rereads really, that I just want to start all over again and kind of go through it again. So the first book is Tinder is the Storm by Joanna Lindsey. Okay, so I read this book for the first time when I was actually in high school. This was actually the first romance novel I ever read. This is actually not the original book that I read. I lost that a long time ago. But this is basically the same cover, and as you can see, the guy is completely naked. So, but this is actually a mail order bride book that's set back in the 1800s in the Wild West, basically. But I just remember reading this book when I was like 16, 17 years old, and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, so this is one that I want to read. The print is kind of small, if you guys can see, but I should be able to get through it okay. So there's that one. The next book is the 12th book in the Shayla Black Wicked Lovers saga that I've been reading basically all throughout 2020. I didn't get to the last book by the end of the year, but that is Holding On Tighter. This is basically Heath, who was Mystery's bodyguard from Wicked For You. Was it Wicked For You? Yeah, I think it was, actually, or it might have been the one before that. Regardless, this is basically his story, and he's British and he's super hot, and I'm very excited to read this one. So Holding On Tighter by Shayla Black is also on my list. The next one was a suggestion from one of the students that I work with. I suggested a couple of Colleen Hoover books to her, and she suggested The Selection by Kira Cass to me. So this will be a book that I definitely will read. It's the first in this YA saga. I think there's like 4 books in the saga, or 3 or 4 books, something like that. But I'm actually really excited to read this because this has actually been on my list. It is set, I believe, I'm not exactly sure the time frame of this one, but it's kind of like a Bachelor, The Bachelor in reverse. So really excited to read this, and because, you know, I do definitely want to read some more YA novels in 2021, so there's that one. The next one is a library book. Oh, and yeah, so the last couple, with the exception of Tinder is a Storm, those were from the library. This next one is from the library, Beach Read by Emily Henry. I've heard fantastic things about this book. Every booktuber that I have talked to, or that I've watched, has read this book, as well as my friend Chris Holiday Plans. She recommended that I read this book as well, so I'm very excited to read this one. I believe this is a friends to lovers trope. I'm not really sure, but this one will definitely be getting read. So the next couple of books are actually going to be by the same author. So this, I just have to kind of reorganize this a little bit. But this next series of books is all by Jodi Picoult. So I read Small Great Things in December, and it was my December book of the month. I loved everything about that book. And what I actually did with that book was I actually got the audio. So I listened to the audio and then I followed along in the book. So the next couple of books of hers that I do have, I have Mercy that I will be reading, My Sister's Keeper, and A Spark of Light. So what I really like about her writing, at least thus far, is she writes from various perspectives of the people in the book, which that's one of the primary reasons why I loved Small Great Things, because you heard the story from 3 different perspectives. And these just, you know, are really books that are going to make me think a little bit more. I read a lot of romance books last year, y'all. Like, the majority of what I read last year were romance novels. So it'll be really nice to read something that is different, that's not a romance, that's more thought-provoking and more just about how people live and the things that they go through. So I'm very, very excited to read these books. So the next one is a romance novel, and I've actually already started the audiobook. Do you guys remember, I think it was like last Thursday, and well, I did an IGTV, and then I vlogged about it as well, but basically I was in the car for hours just waiting around for like my oil change and the bank and all this other stuff. So I started the Right Swipe by Alicia Rai, and already in love with it. I am about 40 pages in. I'm actually a little bit further in than this, but this is another one that I'm currently reading and doing the audiobook. This will be a book that I actually listen to at work. So, you know, in the afternoons, I usually like to listen to books for about 2 hours while I'm doing a lot of my admin work. So this will be one that I will be finishing. The next 2 books are by Penny Reed. I will be starting the Winston Brothers series. So I have Truth or Beard and Grin and Beard It. I've heard fantastic things about these books. I heard that they are a little steamy, very thought-provoking, and they're just good old-fashioned romance novels. So I'm really excited to read these, and these ones too are from the local library. And last but not least, I am a huge Jana Ivanović fan. The Stephanie Plum saga is like one of my favorites of all time. I just think that that is such a great series to where, you know, Stephanie is down and out and just falls into a line of work that she didn't even know that she had the capacity to actually be good at. So I really have been enjoying reading her books, or well, that storyline anyway. So I have 3 books left in the Fox and O'Hare series. So I do have it on my bucket list, or my TBR, to read The Pursuit, The Scam, and The Job. So I have read The Heist and the Chase already. I thought those were great, but again, you know, I just call these quick read spy novels because that's basically what they are. There's a lot of suspense in them. They're just fun to read, and what I really like about this series, so basically O'Hare is an FBI agent. I can't remember her first name actually. What is her first name? Kate O'Hare is an FBI agent, and she basically has been tasked to find some of the world's biggest thieves and people who have basically committed the biggest crimes. She's actually partnered up with Nick Fox, who was someone that she had basically worked her whole career to try and find. So basically the FBI gave him a bargain to where he would help bring these crooks in with her help. She was very reluctant at first, but it was such a good 2 first books because it's definitely has that enemies to friends to lovers feel. They've so far in the series, in the 2 books that I've read, they've only made out. So something tells me that in the next few of these, something more is gonna happen, and I am so excited to see how this all works out. So those are the books that I will be reading for the month. I will say that it's about a 50-50 split. I'm just organizing these on my table, but it's about a 50-50 split with books that I will be reading that I own versus books that were from the library. I know I've talked with you guys about this, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this when I do my budget video, and that is that I'm really trying to not buy any books this year. So yeah, so there's that. But you know, these are all of the books that I own that I will be reading this year. And then these other books, again, I have a table here, so that's kind of where I'm using them at. But here are the books that I have loaned out from the library, and these are all due at the end of the month, so I need to get cracking on these. Otherwise, I can just, you know, renew my order. Is that what it is? Yeah, my order. So anyway, that's all that I have. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Do you have a January TBR? If you do, please put it down in the comments and let me know what you're going to be reading. Maybe we'll be reading some of the same books. And then also, you know, make sure that you do like this video and subscribe. Like I said, you know, one of my goals for 2021 is being more consistent with my content that I am putting out there on YouTube. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope all of you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.